worrying that because we're in a time where my son is a black male, and it's hard on them. So I worry, even though he's 2 and he doesn't know what's going on, but you know he's going to get older and he's going to grow, and I just worry about him ending up in the wrong place at the wrong time or things like that.
I think the things that scare me the most is if I don't get on my feet. I don't know if that's crazy or not, but I have seen people and I have heard horror stories of people that just still struggling, and it's 5, 6 years later.
Failure. Failing myself and other people.
Moving into my place, I have a job, and just say I get laid off or get fired, won't be able to maintain my rent, and I get put back in the same position that I was in.
Sometimes I sit and look at how I survived after leaving the VA hospital with surgery, and then in January, and then survive on the street. That scares me.
Anything that frightens me, to be honest with you, no. I'm through being scared.
Sometimes we're insecure, we're fragile. Sometimes we laugh at each other to make ourselves feel better. Sometimes we lie, sometimes we say things that we really don't mean, but in that moment feels like the thing to do. We're a flawed, beautiful people. We're a flawed, beautiful creatures. We're a flawed, beautiful people. We're a flawed, beautiful creatures.
Everyone has a story, some beautifully written, others with torn pages and blotched ink. You read, absorb, comprehend. You learn about the fears and hopes and well-hidden pain, the mountain of anger and regrets, the beautiful smiles masking the lonely hearts.
Oh, I have a few. Do you want or 2? Doesn't matter. The lowest point was being homeless, definitely, with the child, because that was just like really depressed. I was really depressed with that, and it was really a downtime, and I really beat myself up about it. So that was a really downtime, depressed time. And then when I was pregnant with him, I felt alone. I was also kicked out by my mother when I was 8 months pregnant. So that was a low point. I have a few. I have a lot. As a child, not feeling loved, not feeling wanted. So I have a few.
I mean, do you want to discuss it? Or
Okay. So being homeless, I'm a singer. And a songwriter. I've been doing it for 10 years. I was on The Voice. In 2013, I got eliminated the second round. And so I wanted to keep doing it. I never wanted to give up. Even though I had a child, I still, never want to give up. And so I had a manager down here in Atlanta, and I discussed moving down here with him. So I moved down here. Things did not work out with him and his family, so I ended up in a homeless shelter. My baby was 6 months, and I was just like rock bottom. I was at rock bottom. I gave up music. I didn't want to do it because I felt like every time I tried to pursue music, bad things happen.
Well, despite the fact that for the past year and a half I've struggled with homelessness and unemployment, I think the lowest point in my life was the day I was diagnosed with HIV. It was shortly after getting out of the Navy. I had a boyfriend at the time in Baltimore who was newly diagnosed, but did not disclose his status to me when unfortunately he was at his most infectious, or the virus was at its most infectious.
It's kind of hard being that me as a 24-year-old living in a shelter with a 7-month-old, and it's just kind of hard, so I'm kind of struggling, but I'm still looking for jobs every day. It helps that my child is in daycare, so it's a little easier, but at the same time, staying in a shelter, you have rules, you have to abide by them.
Would you say that that's mostly your daily struggle? Is it looking for the job or just living in a shelter in general?
I'm looking for a job.
Do you consider family important now that you have a daughter? Is it more of an emphasis on family?
Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't really have that much family support, but I look to it as, I say, well, I just, go day-to-day life, just, taking care of my child, doing what I got to do. I can't, at the end of the day, you can't depend on family, because family can tell you this and family tell you that. But at the end of the day, it's about you and your child.
I was on the street because I got sick. I got a head injury, so I couldn't see. I didn't have nowhere to stay in Atlanta here, so I spent almost 2 years on the street.
I think the lowest point in my life is like being without a home. Like your own key to go and turn and cook your own food and do your own things. To me, is my lowest point.
It's been a lot of turbulence for us, personal, professional. It's like when you were on active duty, you had that real support system. You had everyone to take care of you, administratively, maintenance, medical. You had all that in place for you. All you had to do was carry out your assignments, and all that was provided for you. But when you basically out in civilian life, you basically turn back to what you did probably before you went into service. Now you have to be the one that make all these major decisions, and you don't really have that same support system.
The hardest part is being in the situation I'm in, as far as being in the shelter, to be able to maintain housing. That's the hardest part, because I want to give my kids, everything, a stable home, and continue to have a stable job. And sometimes it kind of hurts me because, I feel like my kids are in this situation and they deserve better.
Not being able to find a job and not getting hired for the things that I could do and the skills that I had.
Did that ever take a toll on you, mentally?
Oh yeah, it did. A couple of times I was homeless, not having a place to stay, not being able to eat, clean myself and stuff like that. It was pretty hard.
Childish eyes see deep through me. They know me. They understand me. They understand what I'm going through. What we're all going through. The hurt. The pain. The struggle. But through it all, I find strength in knowing tomorrow is another day. So I smile with a childlike spirit, knowing that each day it's a new beginning.
No matter what you're going through, my kids always tell me, Mom, it's gonna be all right. They always encourage me, motivate me. When we wake up in the morning, they say, good morning, Mom, how did you sleep? And when I see them in the afternoon, Mom, we miss you, how your day was. So it's pretty much, they tell me every single day that they love me, and no matter what we go through, that we're always gonna be together. I have been through the struggle. Anybody that's going through what I'm going through or finna go through what I'm going through, I can easily just tell them it gets hard, but you have to keep pressing, because at the end of the day, you have little ones that depend on you, and as well, they're watching you. My kids always say, Mom, we see you go through the struggle and you keep pushing. No matter something comes and knock you down, you always get up, and my kids watch that.
My biggest inspiration is my son, because if I can't do it for myself, I'm going to do it for him. He motivates me first because he deserved that. So he's my big motivation, my kid. It's like I don't care what kind of day I have. When I see him, it always lighten up my day because he pushed me, he's my motivation, and he don't know it, he's my encouragement, you know. And I may be feeling bad, but when I see him, he can just say the little things and it makes me smile. So he just don't know how much of an inspiration he is to his mom.
The struggle is real, but you know, I'm glad to say, hey, I have a daughter. I can take care of her. I may live in a shelter, but I am still trying my best to do what I got to do to provide for my child.
Just to never go back to where I come from, as far as being homeless, as far as not having anything, hitting rock bottom, never going back that way.
In the depths of despair, I'd go out and smoke a cigarette, because I smoked then. And I would cry, and then I would go back to work, and I would do that a couple times a day. Eventually, I said, okay, enough of this. Let me get myself into a free support group. So I remembered I had a friend there who was in Narcotics Anonymous, but he preferred going to AA because the meetings were just more positive. And he found a lot of experience, strength, and hope there. So I thought, what do I have to lose? Why not? I went to a meeting. Looking back, I didn't even realize how lost and confused I was. But I did find experience, strength, and hope there. AA saved my life, although I don't really drink.
With you contracting HIV with someone else, were you able to forgive him through AA? I mean, were you able to,
Yes. Yes, I was. I could let it destroy my life, but I think I have a lot more to offer than just anger and resentment.
It's my social workers. They let me know that there's always help out there if I didn't know. Even I didn't want to. I wanted to do it on my own. I could have done it on my own, but it was easier if there's somebody out there to help you, like these people are helping me.
Just describe how you was able to help turn your life back around.
Well, when I found out about the VEO, and I found out about them through United Way, and really if it wasn't for them, I'd probably still be in the same boat, because they really helped me to focus while I was in school, and being able to do the things I needed to do without having to worry about, oh, I got to pay this, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to pay that. You know, it helped a lot. And they give you the support you need, and, just that motivation to want to do better.
If you could describe your life journey in one word, what would it be and why?
One word, I would say learning.
I'm blessed.
Very interesting.
I'm an overcomer.
Crazy.
Crazy. To sum it up, my life's been crazy, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. My life journey has been really, really crazy.
Because here am I here. Some of them are out, they don't have nowhere to go. And I see a lot of people here, not just veterans, homeless people, living on the street, nothing to eat. So, to me, I'm blessed to even have, I'm blessed to have joined the military, to be able to come to a place like this. Yeah.
It's been a process, and there's been a lot of life lessons, decisions that I made that affected things in my life. So it's been a journey.
This life journey has made me to be strong, and to be able, what won't kill you will make you stronger. So I done had a lot of things, and I look back, I'm like, okay, I survived this, I got through this. So that lets me know that I'm an overcomer. It's not as bad as I thought it was, because I overcame it.
Because I don't think anyone would have ever guessed that the child of a redneck from Oklahoma, travel around the world, join the Navy at 30, learn Mandarin Chinese, English, French, German, Spanish, and then go on to work in security at the White House. Possibly the most famous residence in the world. Yeah, That's kind of crazy to me.
Out of all the things I've been through and have experienced, they've all been learning experiences. Every time I made a mistake, I learned from it, or I tried to learn from it. Every time I was successful, I learned from that so that I could become more successful and better at what I'm doing. I mean, life is a learning thing anyway, but to learn and to better yourself and be able to help others is a whole lot better. It's much better.
Thank you for granting me this opportunity to face these difficult aspects of myself. Nothing was easy. It was never meant to be. But with this journey through life, I learned to understand myself and empathize with others. To reach out a helping hand to the less fortunate while battling and conquering my own demons. Time waits for no woman or man, but with the time that we do have, should be used to help make a difference and uplift one another. Pay attention to the people around you. Imagine their journey, their story, their testimony, and take a look at yourself. Ask yourself a question. What is it like to be you?